welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be take 2 of the PanPastel video that I had put up probably about a week or so ago. I had gotten a set of PanPastels and I had made a video of the first look and impressions and stuff on them. However, as I was editing, and I got kind of ragged out about this too, but I had decided to put the video up anyway, but a lot of it just was not in frame. I didn't have my camera adjusted properly, so I had noticed it, and a couple people had told me about it, so I decided to just go ahead and take down the original video and just redo this video and actually do more of a review rather than a first look. But what I did was I went ahead and put everything back in the box like how it was, you know, how it came and stuff, and then I will go ahead and reset it back up like how we had it. So anyway, now what I did was I got this set of PanPastels. This is called it's got 20 PanPastels in it, and it is the Painting Colors pastel set. Now there are a total of 80 PanPastels that you can get. I just got 20, but there are a total of 80, plus there's other colors. There's like 17 other metallic colors. So really altogether, if you get the full set plus the metallics, it's like 97 colors, I believe. So almost 100 colors of PanPastels. So what I did was I went ahead and got these because now I am an Amazon affiliate. Now what I'll do is I'll link the set in the description section of this video, so if you want to check them out, you can do that. I am an Amazon affiliate, so anytime you purchase anything from any links that I provide in my videos, I get a tiny, tiny, tiny little commission back, and that just goes right back into the channel to help support it so I can get new coloring supplies and books and stuff to show you guys, just to kind of keep things fresh and new and all that good stuff. But what I did was I took some of my commission money that I got, and as well as some other money I had to put forth a few bucks too. But I took my commission money along with some of my other money, and I picked up the set of PanPastels because I figured you guys would want to see something like this. We all know what the Pebbles chalk is. We all know what pastel sticks looks like, but I don't think too many people have these PanPastels. They are on the pricey side. For this whole 20 set, it was like $68, I believe. And it's got 20 colors in it. Plus what I also picked up is I picked up this palette. This is a palette that holds 20 PanPastels in it. And so now this came separately. This did not come with the actual PanPastels, okay? So if you want the palette, you have to get this separately. So this palette cost an extra $12. Now it's just made of, I guess, just some real flimsy plastic. But what it has, it's got the lid on it, so we're going to take off the lid. And it's got the little wells that are just the perfect size to set these little PanPastels in. And I'm going to show you just exactly what I mean in just a minute. So if you want to get this set of PanPastels plus the palette, it's going to run you about $80. About $80. And I would highly recommend getting the palette because I'm going to show you why in just a minute. So now you can get the full set of 80, and that's like 320 bucks on Amazon. So like I said, they are on the pricey side, but it is definitely artist grade materials, and it is going to last you for freaking ever. So a little goes a long way, and once you get these, you're not going to need to get any for a while. They do come open stock, so if you do run out of a color, or if you want an extra color, you can get that separately, just like we can with our beloved open stock pencils. These come in open stock. So let me just go ahead and show you what these are going to look like and how they came in the box. And we're going to go ahead and reset up our palette. I actually had this set up at one time, but I put everything away again just to kind of show you just how it comes. And we're going to set it up together again. So it comes with, each little tube comes with 5 colors. Okay. And it has four colors, it has 4 tubes in it, okay? So here are all of the colors right here. Okay, so like I said, it has a tube of 5 colors in it, and it comes just kind of all screwed together like, you know, like so. So how you would actually take this apart is there's a lid on here. You would take off the lid, And then here is the color with the inside the pan. So what it kind of looks like is it looks like makeup, like a pan of blush. Like if you get the MAC blushes or something, this it kind of looks like a pan of blush, or powdered concealer or something like that. You know, like a container of powder. Okay, so what this is actually pastel colors, and it's just kind of concentrated in a pan like this. Okay, so now the reason I recommend getting the palette is because it's just very, very tedious to unscrew them all and then just to screw it all back together like, you know, like it came. So if you have the palette, you can set up the palette and then you just take off the lid and you'll be able to get to all of your colors instead of having to spread it out like all over the table and stuff. So here are all of the colors here. We're going to show them individually to you as we set up the palette. And it also comes with a few accessories. In this bag here are some bigger sponges. Hi, Alex. Alex wants to help me. I have a coloring partner here. So in this package is a set of bigger sponges to rub in your pastel to your paper. And then we've also got a couple of other things here too. So we've also got these little tools here. It's a kind of like a spatula sort of knife thing. And I think you can put one of the sponges on here or just kind of use it to spread the color around like on the paper, like, you know, like so, you know, kind of just like so, like that. I've not used these yet. I've just used some of the smaller sponges, which I'm going to show you because it does have smaller sponges in here, but you get two of these little tools. You also get a little, Alex, sit. There we go. Come on, sit. There you go. He likes to go under the table. He likes to go under the table and lay down. But anyway, so you get this little pamphlet here that talks about all of the different colors. You get color swatches and stuff, and of all of the colors, and then it just has some information about them and so forth. So that is something that you can look at should you so choose. Okay, so we're going to fold it back together. If I can figure that out. I should know better than to actually unfold that thing because it is hard to get put back to rights, but we're going to try. You get this big package of sponges plus the tools and stuff, but there's also some little sponges in the bottom of the containers here. So I'll show you that in just a minute, but when we unscrew these, we're going to see that each one of these little containers has different sponges and brushes and things to use. Okay, so let's go ahead and just take these and we're going to put them in our palette, and I'm going to show you just how easy this is to set up. Okay, it's really not that hard to do. So close up our box and we'll put that off to the side. Okay, so now we're going to bring over the palette. And what I'm going to end up having to do, I think, is raise up our camera just a little bit so that we can get everything in frame, because that was the trouble last time when we tried to do this. And then what I also want to do is a little demo and just kind of show you some stuff that I had colored. Okay, we're just going to make sure that we're in frame. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to unscrew these one at a time, and we're going to tell you what color is in them, and we'll put them in our palette. So what we're going to do is we're just going to screw off the little lid. Okay, now the only one that actually has a lid on it is the top, because if you have lids on every single one of them, they're not going to screw together. So we're going to unscrew our first color. So what we do is we're just going to take it off one at a time, and as you can see, it just screws right into the next one. And there's no lid on this pastel, just this one just kind of serves as the cover for that one, and so forth. It's very stackable. Okay, so our first color is going to be Diary Line Yellow. Oops. You guys see that? There's Diary Line Yellow, and we're going to bring it over here and we're going to set it in our little palette. Now it just pushes right into the little hole. Okay, So you just put it right in there, but it's very, very easy to take out. You just lift up on it and it just comes right out. And it makes it very easy if you want to rearrange them in a different order, you can certainly do that, okay? Actually, you know what? I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the oranges because I think that's how I had it before. Yeah, I believe that's how I had it before. So let's go ahead and just start with the oranges. Let's just see here if this is the right one. Okay, that's going to be on our third row. I want to get it set up like how I had it before, so I'm trying to just, I'm trying to do it that way. Okay, so we're going to start out with our oranges and stuff. Okay, so I think I did it this way. I think I put the ones on the bottom that I wanted first. Okay, so the first one is going to be orange. Okay, let's move this over here. Okay, so our first color is going to be orange. And I guess we're going to have to take them off of the bottom. But we're going to put orange in our first little hole. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and put orange in our first little hole. So it just pushes down in there, and if you want to take it out and put it like elsewhere in another hole, you just pull it out and then put it wherever you want to. So it's very, very easy to take in and out, okay? So then our next color is going to be yellow ochre. Okay, next we're going to do bright yellow green. I think this is how I had it set up before. I sure hope so. Might have to move some things around again. Okay, so the next one is going to be henna yellow. So what happens is you can look at the underside here, and it's got your color on it. So our next color is going to be Diary Line Yellow. So here's what this yellow looks like, and then you just turn it over and it's got the name on the underside of the pan. Okay, so as we can see, let me go ahead and get our container. As we can see, on the bottom of where the pastel screws in, there are different sponges and stuff. We have this big sponge right here. Now I have used some of these tools, so that's why they're gonna look a little dirty. But we've got the sponges, and then we've got like some little applicators and stuff right here in this little container. Can you guys see that? So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna put the sponge back in, and then I'm going to screw the lid on. And this will serve as our nice little container for the sponges and the brushes and stuff. And then I will normally put them back in the little box, okay? So now we're going to come over and I'm going to take off the bottom of this one. And of course we have more sponges. We got another big sponge right there. And that one is pretty dirty because I've used that one quite a bit. Okay. So then next we're going to do our, what do I want to do? I think I want to do this pile next here. So in this container we have a bunch of little sponges in here, like these are some finger sponges. So these are pretty little. And I think you can use those with that little spatula tool that I showed you guys. So I'm going to take the lid and we're going to put this back on the container so we don't lose any of our sponges, because that you do not want to do. Okay, so I'm going to take the bottom color. Okay, I know how I had this set up. So we're gonna do this one. This one is black, and that's gonna go right in the bottom hole because it's where I had that before. Okay. This next one is titanium white. Okay. Next we are going to have natural gray. Okay, the next one is going to be Raw Umber. And the last color, or the first color on this last row is going to be Burnt Sienna. Okay. So next, let's go ahead and take this row here. Now we're getting into our blues. This one is Ultramarine Blue. And this is kind of how I had this set up, so we're going to do it this way. Next is going to be a Violet. All right, I'm going to move these blues over. I kind of hope this is how I had this set up. We'll find out. All right, so then I'm going to take this blue, which is the turquoise, and we're going to put the turquoise right here. Okay, then this blue here, which is Phthalo Blue, and I got some other colors in there, so that's easy to clean up. You just kind of get that on your finger just a little bit. So that is Phthalo Blue, but I had like a little bit of a lighter color in that, so I just went and just kind of cleaned that up just a little bit, but it's pretty easy to clean up. And this does get on your fingers, so it's a little bit messy when you're doing this. Okay. Now, I'm going to put the Chrome Oxide Green here, like so. The Permanent Green is going to go right here. And then I have here Phthalo Green is going to go right there. Okay. Now this container here also has some more little sponges in it. Okay. Now we're going to put the Permanent Red in this hole here. Red Iron Oxide is going to go here in this hole. And then I have Magenta is going to go right there. It's kind of how I had it set up, so if I want to change it up, I'll have to do that again or whatever, but yeah, so anyway, but this is the general idea of how you can set these up. And of course, like if I want to move it, I can just take one out up here, move it up here should I wish, and that sort of thing. So yeah, that is how our palette is going to get set up, at least for the time being. I can always move things around, but let me just go ahead and show you how these PanPastels are going to work. Okay, let me move that to the side. Okay, so I'm going to grab a sponge. I think I want to grab, I'll just grab this big one right here because I've been using that one quite a bit. Okay. So how we're going to do this, let me go ahead and move the PanPastels off to the side. And we're going to grab a little piece of some cardstock. Now, oh, before I do that, let me actually show you a picture that I did color with using the PanPastels. So if you watched Sweet Colorful Christmas, I colored in the Warm Christmas Nights book by Sherry Baldy. And I finished up, let's see. Okay, I finished up this picture. So this was colored with, what did I use to color these? I believe I used my polychromos on this, and then I put the pastel background on here with just the color I believe that I used on this is the, I believe it was this one here that I used, the phthalo blue. And I just did like a real soft look on it. These PanPastels are very opaque, so you can do a thick layer, which I will show you here, or you can do a real thin layer, okay? So let's go ahead and just grab our little sponge. I'm going to just kind of clean it off just a little bit. Okay. All right, so what we're gonna do is let me just go ahead and show you how these apply. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you don't need very much at all, okay? You do not need very much pastel at all. So let's go ahead and demonstrate with this red right here, okay? So we're just gonna take just a little bit, we're gonna just swipe it across there just a couple of times, and here's what it looks like on the sponge. Okay, let me show you. Here's what it's going to look like on the sponge. All right, so here's what it's gonna look like on the sponge with just a couple of passes on the red. Okay, so we're going to just take our cardstock and we're just gonna kind of just dab it on just a little bit. And like I said, we can do just a real soft look by just kind of bringing it down a little bit, like so. We can make it look a little bit more pink. I think I'm gonna use this side, it spreads a little bit better like that. So we can make it look more pink than red if we so choose by just kind of bringing it out and just blending it out. Now, like I said, a little just kind of goes a long way, but this is where if you want to do a real soft look, you can. There's that. Now let's go ahead and make another pass with the red. I'm going to put more chalk on there. So now let's just look and see what it would look like more opaque, because this stuff is really, really opaque. So you can just really just put it on there like that. And you see how much darker that looks? Like so. See how opaque that is? You can put it on real thick if you want to. So that's what it looks like more opaque. That's what it looks like more softly spread out, like so. And like I said, a little goes a long way, because look at everything that I have on the sponge over here. Can you guys see that? So like I said, a little of this, you don't need very much at all. You just need a little bit to get your job done. And so these things are going to last a very, very long time. I mean, these things are going to last for freaking ever, because this is so concentrated and you don't need very much at all to get good coverage. You can buy sponges separately if you want to. Let me show you what what this dark color here looks like. We're going to do that. Whoops. Okay, so again, if we just kind of see, we can lay it on really, really thick and spread it out, and it'll soften out as you go. But I mean, just look at how much coverage you get with just a little bit of this color. You can blend them together. You can blend it together. You see how that looks? See how that looks? It will layer. Let me just show you. It will layer on top of each other. We'll get some white. Can you see that? It'll layer on top of that. So you can mix it together, and then you can just kind of blend it in and actually lighten up this color a little bit. So if you don't want it so dark, you can just kind of lighten it up a little bit. Same thing like over here on this. See, it'll lighten up that color. You can mix it. So you can do some nice shading with it if you want to. The more white you put on here, the lighter it's going to get. So you can mix and match. You can also do this with your finger. I'm just going to put my finger right in there, and you see just I got a little bit on my finger. So you can mix it with your fingers if you want to. I prefer to use the sponges, because to me I think it works out better that way. Let's go ahead and I'm going to grab one of the yellows. And you see it just, it'll layer over the top of it, although the yellow, probably it's best to show you the yellow on its own, and then I'll show you how it's going to layer. With a darker color. So we're just putting a bunch of colors down on this cardstock, just to kind of show you guys just how this works, okay? I'm just going to do a real soft put down right there, but let me grab a darker color and I'll show you how it layers. So you can just zoop right down that yellow. You guys see that? And then you can mix it. You see how it kind of turns it green? See that? So you can mix these colors. You can layer it on top of colors. So you don't muddy it out. Just make sure you know how a little bit of color theory so it'll mix properly. But see that? I mean, it does super nice. The only thing is they are pastels, so they are going to get rather messy. So you're going to have it all over your fingers, you know, by the time you're done. I did touch my paper. So when you're working with these, have a rag or something to kind of wipe your hands off. Although these are not going to be as messy as like your sticks or the soft, the sticks of like soft pastels or whatever. But even so, like the more you get on your sponge, the messier it's going to get. No matter what kind of pastel you use, it's still going to be a little bit of a messy medium. But these aren't going to be quite as messy as other pastels that I've seen. So I absolutely love these. I love how it covers. I love the effects it gives. Now, like any other pastel too, you don't have to, but I would, once you're done with your picture, I put some kind of a fixative over it because you don't want it to rub off on anything. Although once it's put on paper, this doesn't rub off too much. But just to kind of make it so that it doesn't, like none of it rubs off, just put a fixative on it and then you'll be set. I would recommend doing that. All right, so that is our look at the PanPastels. This is done by a company called Colorfin. And these are just extremely, extremely wonderful, wonderful tools to have. And I am so, 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 so glad I got these because I absolutely adore them. And I can definitely see myself using them a lot in my coloring books. So I love them. I totally want the whole set of 80 plus the metallics. And I am totally going to own them one of these days because I want that whole set of 80, let me tell you. So let me just go ahead and give you the rundown of the cost again. The pastels themselves, if you get a 20 set, it's going to run you about 68 bucks on Amazon. Plus if you want to get the palette, which is separately, that's going to run you another 12 bucks. Okay, so it is on the pricey side. It's definitely a lot more expensive than like Pebbles chalk or your stick pastels, you know, your chalk pastels. But is it worth the money? Oh, I definitely think so. As I said, a little goes a long way. You're not going to run out anytime soon. And these are going to last you a freaking long time. I will link both the pastel set plus the palette in the description section of this video, so you can check that out if you want to. Like I said, the entire set of the 80 colors is about $320. And the whole set actually does come with the palette. It actually comes all set up in palettes, so you don't have to unscrew anything and put it together. Plus you get a whole slew of different sponges and tools and stuff to use. It does come with a lot of accessories. And I was doing the math, and it kind of works out that if you get just the sets separately plus the palettes, and if you do the math, it's going to add up to about $320 anyway. So if you get the whole set, like with the whole 80 set which comes with the palettes, you're not really paying any more than what you would pay by getting the individual sets and then getting the palettes separately and then just doing that one at a time. It's just, it depends on what you want to do. If you can spring for the full set, which is quite a big investment, or you can get it piecemeal, you know, just get a set at a time and then get the palette to go with it, and then you don't have to pay as much each time out. So, like I said, I love them. I don't know what I did without them before. I am so glad that I have them. I absolutely adore them. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little review and just sort of slapping down some color on our little cardstock. So go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and oh my gosh, I think I breathed in some pastel dust. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment and tell me what you think. Subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already, but better yet, hit that bell so you'll be notified when I upload new videos. And you all have a great day, and we will see you in the next video. All right, bye my little goldies.